That felt terrible, right? I mean, you managed it. No, I don't mean it felt terrible. You managed it, but like it feels. We even heard the brakes. So these four-way stops are easy. We just stop, look, take our turn. But up ahead, we've got 4 lanes of traffic. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, stop. Hey, this is Jacqueline.
Hey, this is Aviv.
And we are together today working on the 2 things that are evaluated most on the driving test: traffic scanning and speed control in neighborhoods. Research shows, you remember that from when you were a kid? I always led with research shows. So research shows that the majority of accidents happen within 5 miles from home. So really, really hard data. And as you know, your neighbor walks by with their dog, I'm thinking about how once we start driving in this car, our job is to make sure runners are safe, dogs are safe, bikes, squirrels, all the wild things that might be running out in front of us. So we're going to drive for about 10 minutes together, and you're going to model safe traffic scanning, yielding, stopping, all the good stuff, safe right and left turns, and speed control. Can you remind us what the speed is in a residential area?
The speed in a residential area is technically 25 miles an hour, but depending on the street, if you're in a quieter neighborhood, then I think it's often better to go a little bit slower just to play it safe.
Yeah, and we literally have a runner right here using the street for some kind of training, so that's a good thing to keep in mind, that we might drive slower if we have hazards. Okay, perfect.
Right.
We'll go ahead and release the emergency brake, and we're going to follow the pattern that you're going to assume straight unless I tell you to turn.
Okay.
And we're going to do 10 minutes of neighborhood driving.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
When you exit the parking spot, what are you going to do?
So I'm going to check my rearview mirror, my left mirror. I'm going to turn on my turn signal. I'm going to check my blind spot. I'm going to slowly creep out onto the road.
Nice. And when we come to our first street, let's start with a right turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And can you read the yellow sign out loud?
The yellow sign says cross traffic does not stop.
All right. I just wanted to pop in and give my highest recommendation to the Zootopia driving app. They've helped so many of my students who are feeling anxious about the driving test to do the final prep they need to pass the permit. Zootopia has simulations, additional content, videos, everything that a new driver or a parent needs to help guide learning to drive process. If you're looking for a great resource to help you or someone you love prepare for their permit, the Zootopia app is where it's at.
It's funny, on this intersection though, most of the cross traffic think that there's a stop sign, and so they'll often just stop and wait there, and I have to remind them.
By saying you get to go.
You get to go. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing I noticed in this neighborhood when I was crossing over the busier streets like Sacramento. There were some people who wanted to like yield for me and rush me across.
I don't think it's because they're being generous. I think it's because they just didn't realize that they don't have a stop sign.
Yeah, I kind of feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So again, we're practicing in a neighborhood because it's the area you'll drive most. Unfortunately, statistics say it's the area where there are the most accidents. And it's the area where you're tested the most on your driving test. About 80% of driving tests are in residential areas. And we're going to turn right at this next stop sign.
Okay.
And I'd love to know what you're thinking about.
Just want to make sure I'm slowing down behind the limit line, checking my mirror blind spot, making sure there's no cyclists, looking left and right. Even though it's a four-way stop, I want to make sure that no one is rushing through.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have some speed bumps.
Nice. And now we're going to try to cross one of the busier streets at the end of the road.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
This is a difficult one.
Yes, it is.
But I can handle it.
Yes, you can. You've been training for this.
Yes. Yes, I have.
So these four-way stops are Easy. We
Yeah.
just stop, look, take our turn.
Mhm.
But up ahead, we've got 4 lanes of traffic, plus 2 bike lanes,
Yes.
plus the potential for pedestrians on either side.
Yes.
And lots of turning.
It is also
Maybe.
a right turn only.
Oh, then we'll turn right.
Okay.
We'll transition instead of breaking the law.
Yeah.
You know what? It makes sense they made it right turn only because they knew it would be hard for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. And I would love to know your thought process.
So I'm creeping out. I'm noticing the oncoming traffic, but I know I have enough time to accelerate so that they don't have to slow down
Perfect.
behind me.
And right on Carlton.
Right on Carlton.
Nice. Just as you were explaining, I interrupted you. Before you go, notice the people waiting to cross.
Yes.
I don't trust them.
They cannot cross over, but now they can slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that I don't trust them, but I could see them preparing to go.
Yeah.
And I didn't want you to get caught in your right on red as
Yeah.
they're stepping off.
No, that would be bad.
I think next time you turn right, if there are pedestrians walking, I want you to wait till they're further across before you go. Because I've heard from a couple students, turn left here, that they are unsure about how far the pedestrians have to get.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it halfway and beyond?
If there's a median or a double solid yellow line, which indicates like a clear boundary, and they're moving forward, turn left on Parker.
Okay.
And I think this is, but in these small residential areas, we really are meant to let them get like 7/8 of the way across.
Okay, gotcha.
As they're stepping out, you could be transitioning from the brake.
Okay.
Okay, now we're on a street that we know goes straight across, and we are going to model the multiple step approach.
Okay.
First stop
So
for the pedestrians.
Yes. First
Nice.
stop for the pedestrians. I'm going to start creeping out, looking over to my left, noticing there's no traffic coming that way, but there is traffic coming from the right. There's a cyclist. I couldn't quite decide if I had enough time to make it, but I wanted to play it safe, so I decided to let him pass.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have traffic coming from the left, which is why this intersection is really difficult.
It tests one's patience.
Yes.
But the light a couple streets down and the light right there, when those are both red, it'll clear the space for us. Yeah. So we're just going to have our patience. Because you did your great scoot out, the car on the right is able to make their right turn. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
They can still go.
They do kind of block our view a little bit. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do see that. But it looks like there's no cars coming from the right, and on the left we are good.
Nice. And then the last check is
Pedestrians,
right? How many times have you been trying to cross Shattuck and you think it's your turn and then
there's the pedestrians.
out pops somebody? Yes. All right, we're gonna get back to our safe zigzagging left and right turns in the neighborhood. Let's turn left at the stop.
Okay.
Except, oh, yep, we're okay. I saw the yellow sign and I wasn't sure if it was
Oh, do not, or
no outlet. Nice. I'm loving how that friend poked out from behind the pole, but you saw them.
I saw him. Yeah.
And next time,
Even more time.
hold your stop.
Gotcha.
Because you did start rolling forward and friend was still in the crosswalk. You
Sure.
feeling that?
Yeah.
Turn right at the stop.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting me give you feedback, even though I know you're already a good driver.
Yeah, but feedback is always welcome.
And turn right at the stop. And go ahead and put your visor down. Maybe that'll help the glare a little bit. Nice. Nice. And when it's safe, make a left lane change and tell me what you're going to be thinking about.
So I'm gonna check my rearview mirror, make sure there's no cars in the left lane. Check my left mirror, also no cars in the left lane. Turn on my turn signal. Check my blind spot to make sure there are no cars. And change right before the intersection.
Nice. Very good. And the only time we're not going to do that is if we're in the intersection, or of course if we don't have a safe gap.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Good. Are there any things about driving in neighborhoods that you have realized beyond just the basics that we cover?
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many unpredictable moments. There'll be UPS or Amazon trucks with their hazard lights on in the street. Kids playing basketball. All kinds of just moments you have to be ready for that aren't necessarily, unexpected moments, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defensive driving.
Yeah. And so that's why the big two that the driving examiners look for are traffic scanning, which is exactly what you're describing, just noticing up ahead and being prepared, and then safe speed. So I really just want to appreciate how you're driving at the speed limit 25, which is, as you said, the maximum speed in a residential area. Let's turn left here at this light.
Okay. So I'm signaling at least 100 feet before, just because I want to let the cars behind me know what I'm doing. I'm creeping out into the middle of the intersection, and when I'm ready, I'm making my turn.
Nice. Really good.
Running a driving school isn't easy. Between high operating costs, managing student requests, and delivering top-notch instruction, it's a lot. Zootobi Instructor helps smooth out your day-to-day operations with features like automated scheduling and online payments. You'll also get our best in the nation in-class and online curriculum with engaging videos, immersive driving simulations, and more. Driving schools all over the country are already making the switch and loving the results. It's super simple to get started. Visit zootobi.com to book a demo or click the link in the description.
And then we're going to turn right at this stop. Anything we should think about when we're driving by a school in a neighborhood?
Yeah, so the speed limit is slower, 15, because children and their natures cause them sometimes to randomly run out into the middle of the road. So you want to be careful you want to notice if that happens.
Yes, and then you can slow easily. Let's get up to 25,
Okay.
and then I'm going to have you slam on your brakes. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. That felt terrible, right? I mean, you managed it. No, I don't mean
Sure.
it felt terrible. You managed
But
it,
it
but
didn't
like
feel-
it feels. We even
Yeah.
heard the brakes.
Yeah.
Let's go, and on the next stretch of road, we're going to go 15 and stop.
Okay.
Just to sort of emphasize how 15 is exactly that caution speed we need in case somebody's kid gets in the road. What about the pink walking shirt made you think you should hold your stop?
Well, I just saw what direction she was going in, and I figured that she was about to cross, and I wanted to let her cross.
And what about the headphones here?
Well, I let one person cross already.
Okay, they were far enough back that you
Yeah.
could go through.
Yeah.
Get us to 15
Okay.
and stop.
Much
No
better.
sound from the brake. Really good. Let's go. Let's do 5.
Okay.
This is parking lot speed. And stop. Oh, that's so nice. All right, let's keep going. We'll go back to our up to 25, but I love how we tested out 5, 15, and 25,
Big difference.
and we'll turn left at the stop. Nice. And then we'll turn right at the stop, and we'll just look for the first parking spot we find.
Okay. Oh boy, we're parking.
And since it's trash day, it might be hard to find a good spot, but
Sure.
ooh, or impossible.
It's on
Okay.
the street. Right, there might be one.
Oh, you know what?
There's one
Oh,
here.
All right, here we go. Yeah, right turn signal. You got it.
Turn signal.
You can wow us with your parallel parking.
Okay, I'll try my best.
And curb.
Oh boy.
Mama called it.
Oh boy.
Car and drive. I think because you haven't driven this car in a while, it's
Yeah.
different. What's the car that you usually drive?
I usually drive a Nissan Frontier pickup truck.
Taller,
A lot taller.
better visibility.
Yeah, for sure.
Look over your right shoulder. You got it. Nice. And since you were going nice and slow, that touch on the curb didn't damage the car. It didn't matter. But if you were on your driving test,
Automatic fail.
not allowed to bump the curb.
Yeah,
Harsh.
That's what I was most worried about when I took my driving test.
Really? That was
Yeah,
it?
That was the hardest part, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And then are we allowed to talk about the time you hit the curb?
The time I hit the curb.
When you popped a tire?
Oh yes, we can talk about that.
Okay. So we'll keep
Yeah.
rolling. Right? It's interesting. You were most worried about bumping the curb on your driving test. And then pretty early in your driving experience, you accidentally bumped a curb and the tire popped.
Yes, there were a lot of really cool people hanging out in front of me, and I was in awe by their presence, and I was momentarily distracted, and I went to the curb and popped my tire.
Yes, it happens. And
Yep.
it's okay.
Yes,
But our goal is not to bump into stuff. As
always.
the great Sam Morris says, you got to be careful about what you bump into.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.